Since this assignment is due in February, I thought it was fitting to pay homage to Black History Month by revisiting the event of the 1960 Greensboro sit-in. That was a very historical event. This spread around the world. People thought that it would be better if we sat at the same table. People thought it would be more fair if we could have equal rights. February 1st, 1960. 4 African American college boys went out for lunch like any other day, but made a daring decision. Azell Blair Jr., David Richmond, Franklin McCain, and Joseph McNeil made history. During the 1960s, you were judged by the color of your skin and not the content of your character. African Americans were not allowed to share the same freedom as a white person had, and that included not sitting at a white diner counter. The 4 boys decided that on that day, they wanted to sit at the counter, knowing that there were consequences to pay. I could imagine them walking to the slick counter as a white waitress wipes coffee stains from it. They walked closer and closer to the counter, drawing more attention from the other whites sitting around. They did the unthinkable thing on that day that changed the course of history today. They sat there for hours in spite of racial insults and being physically attacked and threatened. Other whites joined in and threw food on them and poured hot coffee on them. By the end of the day, no one else was arrested except for the ones who did not do anything, those 4 college boys. I could imagine how they felt being judged just because they were Black. They couldn't do anything about it but fight for their rights. Just because of a skin color. We are all humans. We make mistakes. But just because of a skin color, we were judged. That day became an important day in history. The place where the Greensboro sit-in took place became a historical landmark. It happened all over the United States. After that day, more people joined in the sit-in. Day after day, Blacks and whites shining more light on the issue of racism. 50 years later, it became the International Civil Rights Center and Museum. Isn't that crazy? All of that happened, and now it is a museum. I am thankful for Martin Luther King Jr., Rosa Parks, and all the people who stood up for us as African American people. If they never stood up for us, where would we be today? If they never stood up, we would never have freedom. So we can have equality and peace. I encourage you to visit the International Civil Rights Center and Museum and reflect on our yesterday to create a better tomorrow.